All right, we're going to do a campaign breakdown. This is an appointment generating campaign. We're focused on booked calls, selling a mid-ticket offer in the price point of $500, can go up to $1,200, and then of course there's even back-end upsells and whatnot. So potential max value could be upwards of $5,000 or more, but the initial front-end offer for this particular sales call is around $500. So this is the campaign breakdown. This campaign's brand new, literally launched it about 6 days ago. And we always look at the three key stats. Stats number one is what we call soft stats. This is how we know if the ad is actually the right ad for the audience. So that's where our creative, our ad copy, headlines, video, all that. That's where we understand what's working on the top layer of the funnel, the marketing funnel. From there, we go into hard stats, which would be things like what happens when people hit the landing page, how many people get to the landing page from the click, how many people actually opt in and book a call. So we call these hard stats. And then the third category that we look at are sales stats, right? So at the end of the day, we all want the same thing, and that's money, and money comes from what? Sales. So you could have the best ads, but if you're not able to get people to book a call, and from there can't get people to actually buy, well, then none of it matters, okay? But the key is anyone who's getting a lot of sales using a marketing strategy like this has the other soft stats and hard stats in alignment. So let's break it down for this particular campaign. So 7 days in, client spending roughly $50 a day. Now, when we first launch a campaign, we always do some testing initially. So let's refresh this really quick. And so actually, we did have another campaign that we initially started off with. And you'll see these were just lead forms to begin with. But then once we got what we needed, we transitioned strictly into our funnel, our landing page. So we'll go ahead and just filter out for this particular campaign. So this is an appointment focused campaign. All right, so let's take a look here at the soft stats. So the soft stats for this particular campaign, we could see we had 162 clicks on the ad, and the cost per click is around $2.82. Click-through rate is 3%, so this is good. Just so you know, what we look for is we want to see a cost per click under $3 for this particular vertical. Now, this guy is in the financial services space. He's offering funding as well as credit restoration, but it's high ticket. And so anyways, we're looking at a sub cost of $3 per click. Click-through rate roughly above 1 to 2%. So we're obviously doing much better, with the current stats. His cost per landing page view, so meaning from the click, people hit the page, it's $3.21. It's a little higher than I would like it to be, but it's okay. As long as we're under $4, it's okay, okay? And then from there, we have our appointments scheduled. Now, let me explain how we're doing this. When we're actually getting these appointments booked, it's not just a name, email, phone number. We're actually putting people through a series of questions. We're actually pretty strict with the filters. I believe there's like 8 or 9 questions, including that includes their name, email, phone number, of course. But we do that on purpose, just because for this particular niche, it's quite common that you get a lot of tire kickers or people who have no intention of showing up or spending money. So we want to make sure that these people who are coming in are very qualified. Hence why we're okay paying a little bit more for an appointment. But nonetheless, you can see here the appointment is coming in at $17.56, and his booking rate on the funnel we built for him, it's a custom built funnel, 18%. So now looking at the stats, what does this mean? Are we on track or off track? That's really the main question that we always discuss with our team. And so far, it's only been 7 days, and I would say we are on track, right? Now, let's jump into the specifics of the audiences really quick. We're not going to pull up the exact audience, but you'll see during the 7 days, we were running 2 different ad sets. So this is what we just looked at was a total sum between both ad sets, the one that's working, the one that's not working. So now if we filter down to the one that's actually working and producing the results, let's take a look at what these numbers look like. So if I isolate what's actually working, we could see here our cost per click was $2.77, so it's much better, right? Our click-through rate's still about the same. Cost per landing page view is still about the same, but look at the cost per appointment. It's down by almost $2, so it's a little cheaper. And then look at the booking rate, 20%. So I like that. So what this is showing me is when I eliminate the ad set that did not perform, that means our cost goes down, our opt-in rate goes up. This is really, really good. Now let's go into the specifics now of which ad is producing the results. So now if I were to isolate it down and say, okay, which is the one that's bringing me the best results, It's actually the top one, but we've only generated 2 appointments on that one. And the reason why is because we can see that we haven't really spent much on that particular ad. And Facebook has a tendency to do that, with a small budget like this. We're only running 3 variations at the moment. But you can see we only spent $28 on the top ad and $375 on the second ad. But nonetheless, you can see it's the second ad that got us the most results. And so for me, looking at this, the data is more reliable for the second ad because we spent more, it's been exposed to more people. And so even though this one's coming in at cheaper, $14 a lead, it's just not enough. It's not enough data. We've only spent $37, right? So if I were to say, hey, if I had to pick and say where would we focus our budget now for the next 7 days, it's obviously going to be the one that's producing the better soft stats and hard stats, okay? And so, again, even though it's a cheaper cost per book call on that first ad, that's just it's not enough to say that this is what it is, right? Okay, so now the next thing we want to look at, now that we've kind of dug into the actual advertising piece in terms of the metrics we want to look at, let's actually see if we're producing any sales. So it's only a week in, and typically it takes time to convert these leads from appointments because they book, they have to show up, you got to do the sales pitch, and then obviously you got to enroll them, which depending on the salesperson's ability to sell and enroll, that will have a big effect as to whether or not you can convert these leads. What we're typically looking for with these appointments is at least a 50% show rate. And then from there, we're looking for at least another 50% close rate. So we would expect 12 people to show up out of the 26. And then from there, if the closer is a good closer, should be able to enroll about 5 to 6 people. Okay, so let's take a look really quick because I know for a fact that he hasn't completed all the sales calls, but so far 2 have already been closed. And what we like to do with our system is not just look at the ads, we also want to look at who signed up and which ad did they come from. So to do that, we're going to click right into the people that enrolled, and we can look at which ad they enrolled in. So we actually put all this data into the ad so we can track it back, and you'll see this is the ad ID. In this case, I'm sorry, it's right here. It is 3039. So if I were to go back to the ad, we can see that is 3039 right here. So it's this ad that produced that particular result. Now let's go back. Okay. And then we can also see, let's go to the next person that enrolled. The next person that enrolled, okay, into the service, and this person paid $1,200, it looks like. All right, so this is 3039. 3039, so same ad. So this person, both the people came from the same ad, so that's really interesting. And so what that's showing me is that right here at the 24 appointments, we definitely had a 10% conversion rate so far from appointment to actual sale. Now, he did spend so far a total on this particular campaign, $404. Let's look at his ROI on the campaign. He's not done closing yet, I know that, but he's already at $1,300 collected of the $400. So not too bad. He's already at a 3x. And of course, he hasn't finished his appointments. He hasn't finished. He also has some deals in process here from what it looks like. And there's 14 more appointments that are still pending. So it looks like he has some work to do still. But this is what we want to look at. In our process for doing this, we help companies install this type of system in their business. And so whether you're looking to generate, 5 calls, 10 calls a day, or 50 calls a day, we can totally map out how to do it and the most efficient way to do it. And we'll show you how to connect all the pieces from the click all the way through to the sale. So that way you can have a predictable money-making marketing strategy that you can rely on and depend on month after month with Meta Ads. So if you found some value with this particular campaign breakdown, hit the like button, leave a comment, or just shoot us a DM, and we look forward to connecting.